everyone, my name is Elsa, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to do a 48-hour readathon. I teased it a little bit in my April TBR, and so today I want to do it. So let me explain. I subscribed recently to my first book subscription ever. And so I chose TBR, which stands for Tailored Book Recommendations. The principle is simple. You give them your Goodreads account and you tell them, specifically what you like and dislike in books. And they're supposed to pick for you 3 books that you should love. And I just received my 3 recommendations and I'm so excited to read them all with you. To be honest, when I first saw these 3 recommendations, I was a bit surprised because I hadn't heard of 2 of them. The third one I heard mixed reviews about, and so none of them I think I would have picked for myself. So I'm a bit curious. When they send you your free book recommendation, there's a document with it in which they explain why they picked this book for you. So I'm going to read them to you. So the first one was the part about the dragon was mostly true. So this is supposed to be a fantasy, and here's what they wrote. I picked this for you because you're a Discworld fan. Yes, I am a Discworld fan. And because you wanted something with a funny narrator. Yes, I love funny narrators. It's a light-hearted read about a village or town, they can't decide, that's being played by a dragon, and unfortunately contains no one who's willing to risk their own necks to kill it. Instead, they hire a group of wannabe heroes to do it for them. The book is told from the perspective of the sarcastic, cynical bard who follows them and is quite fun. So after reading why they picked it, I understand it a bit better. Like I said, love this world, love funny narrators, there's a dragon in it, a troop of wannabe heroes that I want to see. So yeah, I'm really curious. The next one is My Sister, the Serial Killer. So this one is the one I heard of and I heard mixed reviews of. Like, no one disliked it, but only one person I follow really loved it. Most people were like, it's okay. I really hope I'm on the side of the people who really love it. So they said, I picked this for you because you mentioned wanting books with complex characters, and this is definitely quite complex. Like, I love complex characters. Our protagonist is the older sister of a young woman who keeps killing the young men she's dating. Though she claims that each of these occasions has been fighting back against some sort of assault, after the second time, her sister is less than convinced. Still, she dutifully cleans up the younger one's messes, as she's done for the majority of her life. So this sounds interesting, and it's really short. All of them are short, so I love short books with an intense plot, and this one seems to have it. I'm really curious about how this story will unfold. And finally, we have The Future Is Yours. So this is sci-fi, and it says, I picked this for you because you mentioned wanting something written in an original format. Yes, I love original formats. If you have any recommendation, with that, I would love to hear about them. This is a science fiction read about 2 friends who invent a computer that can connect to the internet a year in the future, and quickly come to realize that it's not such a great thing. It's written entirely as a mix of transcripts, blog posts, and text. So as Illuminati files, it's only a compilation, of different types of material that aren't, narrated like books usually are. And yeah, I'm super interested. So these 3, I'm still a bit skeptic, to be honest, because after I got them, I checked Goodreads, and none of them have impressive reviews. Like, they're all around 3.8, which isn't bad, but usually under 4, I'm skeptic, And I also prefer when they have a majority of 5 stars, and they all have a majority of 4 stars. So it doesn't mean it's going to be bad, Sometimes I love the book more than the majority, but not always. And so I'm still a little bit skeptic, but it's not that bad because when I go in... when I start reading books with too much expectations, I'm disappointed usually. So I'm skeptic, but it's a good thing. And so we're going to see what I think of these 3 books. I think I'm going to start with the part about the dragon. The part about the dragon was mostly true, which I will read as an ebook. Then I will read My Sister, the Serial Killer as an audiobook, because I have it free on script. And finally, I will read The Future Is Yours. I think maybe tomorrow, because I probably won't have time to read it today. So yeah, let's start this. I'm so excited. Oh, and by the way, why am I not in my room? It's because I woke up early. It's 10:30, yeah, I woke up earlier than that, but I had, just to put on this face. And also I wanted to check booktube channels a little bit and, take my breakfast and, go easy on myself. So yeah, that's why it's only 10:30. And my boyfriend is actually sleeping in the bedroom, so that's why I had to film this here. So yeah, let's do this, guys. So here we are. I have my Kindle here, my little cup of tea, my cat right here, and yeah, we are ready to start. Hello again. So I read a tenth of the book so far and I really like it. It's super funny and I love the narrator and the main characters are great as well. I love that dynamic and they're all crazy and just super funny and nice. So yeah. And it's a super fast read, like it's light and chapters are super quick, and so yeah, I'm going through it really quickly so far. And my legs are a bit numb because he's, can you see it? Oh, he's been here for 1 hour straight and I can't move my legs. It hurts, but well, he's cute, so we're gonna leave him here. I'm back. I've read 10 chapters so far and I really like it. The humor is a bit special, because it's a lot and it's nonsensical, but it's super light and fast to read. And what I really like is that you have one chapter that's really short, about 2 pages every time, that's telling the story. But the next chapter is how it really happened, and it's way longer, and that's the real thing. And the contrast between the two is really super funny. So yeah, I really love that. Hi, a little update. So I read 30% of the book and I'm still enjoying it, but it is a bit, I don't know, repetitive. And the humor, it's very funny at times, but it's the kind of books, which tries to be funny. And so it's a bit much sometimes. So yeah. I will say, and now I'm going to take a bath and read in the bath. So yeah, my makeup would be just enjoy this phase, it won't last long. And yeah, see you guys in a few hours. Back again, guys. So I read almost half of the book and I have to say I'm a little bit convinced now. Like, it's hard to say, but like I said before, like the humor is a bit much and the plot, it's slow and nothing's really happening because everything is about the humor, etc. But there's a limit to what I can take. And to tell you, when I first talked about this book, it's this group that's supposed to go kill a dragon, and we are half the book. They didn't even start the journey to find the dragon, so they they haven't left the town yet. So I'm like, and I've read half the book, so that's a bit much. So what can I say? I'm almost thinking about DNFing it because it's not bad, really not bad. Like, there are some really fun parts and the characters are okay. They're a bit superficial and a bit cliche, but they're not awful. They still have personality, but not enough to really drive me. And the plot, like I said, is almost non-existent so far, and they're almost starting. Like, I think they're going to go in the next chapter or so. So finally, we are going to see some action. But yeah, it's mostly the humor, and the humor isn't, it's like 30% really funny and 70% trying but not succeeding at being funny. So yeah, I'm going to keep reading it at least until I reach like the 65% mark. And if I'm still not crazy about it, I might DNF it because I don't love forcing myself to read books, even even during a vlog. So yeah, we'll see. And like I said, it wouldn't be bad. It's like, I think it would be a 3 stars by the end. And the problem is 3 stars for me isn't that good, and I usually don't bother when I see that around 65% it's not going to be over 3 stars. So yeah, it might still become, it might still get better, but I'm not that hopeful, unfortunately. Hi guys, so I thought you'd want to see this. I'm preparing myself to go to bed and I have sad news for you guys. I'm sorry, I will DNF the book I started because yeah, it's definitely going to be a 3 stars or a 2.5 stars, and yeah, no point in me, going forward with this. I just feel like I'm wasting my time. Like I've read like for the past hour, and I was so bored, and I just wanted to finish this book. So yeah, I'm just not going to finish it anyway. I know how it's going to end. They're going to defeat the dragon, and everything's well and perfect in the world. End of story. And yeah, so this book, to me, it's not awful really, but the humor is just too much, and it's super childish humor, with like pee and poop and things like that, and it's just weird, and like it's 19% the same jokes over and over again. Like things are smelly, things are disgusting, yeah. I have nothing against childish humor. I think it's really funny. But you've got to stop it at some point. Like at the beginning it was funny, like after 200 pages I'm like, to find another joke, please. So yeah, it wasn't funny anymore. Like it was over and over the same things, and like I said, there wasn't any plot really. It talks so much and nothing happens because it's just funny joke after funny joke because they're trying to be funny, and so just one conversation can last like 20 pages and nothing consistent has been said. And if I had laughed at Light for the 20 pages, I wouldn't be against it, but as I didn't laugh and it didn't propel the story forward, I was like, why did I waste my time reading these pages? And it was like that all the time, and yeah, I couldn't take it anymore. I can see why it was recommended to me because it reads very similar to two of my favorite books, so Guards, and the other one is The Lightning Struck Heart, but there are very big differences between these three books. So Guards, it's really funny all along, like it's the same type of books like in fantasy book with a team of people, and it's funny, yeah, throughout the book from page 1 to the end you're laughing out loud. The difference is it's witty humor, like it's really smart, and the author uses humor in different ways, and it always has a meaning, a purpose. Like it's always criticizing or making you think about society, about language, about social contracts, etc. And it's so interesting, so you laugh out loud but you think at the same time. It's super interesting, and the plot is amazing, the world building is incredible, and the characters, I live for them. So this book is incredible for all these reasons. The other one, Lightning Struck Heart, same. It's like funny all the time, like every sentence you're laughing out loud. But you don't get bored of it because you have such strong characters. Like the characters are incredible. You love them so much. The relationship, the found family trope is incredible. There's a beautiful love story, such a beautiful love story. The plot is super funny and super interesting, and the world building is everything. So they are super funny, but they have other things going for them. And this book had only the humor and it wasn't funny. And everything else was really shallow and superficial. I'm a bit disappointed, and we're starting this vlog a bit wrong. Now I'm going to go to bed, but tomorrow morning I will start My Sister the Serial Killer. I really hope I will love it, and we'll see. Hi everyone, new day. So yesterday was an epic failure, but new day, new book. So let's hope that My Sister the Serial Killer is much better than the last one. I'm really hoping for it to be good. And my cat just jumped on the table, that's why I was distracted for an instant. And yeah, and we'll listen to this one as an audiobook. And while doing that, I will do a Brazilian bracelet. Oh, and first, if you want to do how my morning went, because it's 10 in the morning, I've been up for 1 hour. First, I ate my breakfast. Then I did some apartment bike while watching booktube videos. And then I finally realized that I got paid. They owed me 2 months salary, and oh my god, finally paid me. And so I treated myself by going on book depository, and I bought 4 books, 4 beautiful hardbacks of books I already read and loved, because my system, it's too complicated and too expensive for me to buy hardcover copies of books. So especially for books I haven't read, because I had some very bad surprises. So now what I do is I first read them as ebooks or audiobooks, and then my favorites I buy again as hard copies to have in my bookshelf. And so I bought The House in the Cerulean Sea, I wrote, what else? The Six of Crossology, and the last one was The Deadly Education. So I can't wait to receive all of them. I searched for the copy I want of Strange the Dreamer, but so far no luck. I want the hardback copy, the blue one, you know, the beautiful one with a moth on the cover. I want it so bad, but it's nowhere. Like I can only find the paperback or the hardback, but you know, the super hideous one. And I don't want that. I want the beautiful one, the hardback beautiful one, and I can't find it. Like, and I see it all the time in your videos, in your bookshelves, and I'm so freaking jealous. But yeah, that's life. I've read half the book and it's so good. I'm completely hooked by the story and I love the characters. I can't wait to finish it. It's so good. And oh my gosh, I read around 75%, something like that. And all the characters in this book are awful. Like you want to take their head and then smash it against the wall. Like, they're insufferable. And the only character that I support is the main character. I love her so much. I really don't know how she manages to not strangle everyone around her. They're so annoying. Like, and really realistic, you know, realistically annoying. Like her co-workers, the people around her, her mother, her sister, everyone, you want to smash them. And I love her so much for, you know, managing the way she manages. I love her. You know, this book was recommended to me because of the main character, and I get it. I really do get it. Hi, back again. So, I just finished it, and I didn't like the ending, but to be honest. Like, it's not a bad ending, not at all, but it wasn't what I wanted and what I think the book prepared us for. You can see what the author wanted to do, but I think if that was what she wanted to do, she should have written her book a bit differently. Overall, it was a really good book with great characters, like super complex and developed characters and relationships, and I was rooting for the main character the entire time. And it's really gripping, it's super short, and the chapters are super short, like two or three pages, super gripping, super interesting, perfect. But like I said, the end was disappointing for me, but it might not be for you. I would give it 4 stars because of the ending. So now I'm going in the spoilers part, so if you haven't read it, just skip ahead. I will put a timestamp. So for the spoilers part, like at the very end, she decides to, you know, help her sister, and the entire book was about her, you know, being conflicted and having to decide what to do about her sister, because you can see that because of their past and because what happened when they were children and because she's the eldest, she has this need to protect her little sister. But at the same time, you can see that her sister is a fucking sociopath and she won't stop. She's mentally ill, she has a problem, and as long as she doesn't have treatment, she will continue. And so what I wanted, because I was rooting for, and you hate her so much, like I really hated her sister because she's such a bitch. Like you can see, first she's a sociopath, but towards her sister is doing everything she can to protect her, and she steals her guy. She's always manipulating her, she's lying to her, she's always, you know, dismissing her. Like she was awful to her sister, although she made all these sacrifices for her. So I hated her sister with all my heart. And I wanted the main character to be happy and have a life, because you can see that her helping her sister was ruining her life, because she could go to jail for this, and she was, you know, she couldn't sleep anymore. It just broke her heart, broke her soul, and broke everything in her, and she didn't have a life anymore, and she was always obsessed with just helping her. I just wanted the main character to be happy and to have a good life, and just to, you know, to sever that bond she had with her sister, because she wasn't worth it, and in the end it was just harmful to other people and just awful. And so that's what I wanted, and that's what I thought we were going for, you know, because we don't see so much the love between the sisters, you know. You don't see how much she loves her. You can see how much she needs to protect her, but for the moral reasons, you know, and because of their past. Because she's the eldest, she has always felt this need to protect her sister, but it's love, obviously, but you don't see them bonding and having a ton of fun and being super, you know, close, etc. They don't have anything in common, they don't share anything, and you don't see the love outside of the main character's sacrifices. And so in the end, it was just because she was our family, and you don't give up on family. So that was the thing. And you see throughout the book how awful her sister is and how she was ruining her life. And so I thought the message would be that at the end she just stops protecting her, and she either tells the police what she did, or she just finds a way to deal with the situation. I really didn't think that she would protect her till the end. And I hated that she did, to be honest, because the message is awful first, and the execution also bothered me, because if you wanted to do you know, this sister sacrificing herself for the other, I wanted to see them bond, I wanted to see them close and have a real reason for her defending her little sister, or outside that because she's her little sister, you know. And I didn't have that. So you only had the you know, the family aspect and the family duty, and that wasn't enough for me, for her to just, you know, throw away her life. And because I cared for her so much, I didn't want it to end this way. And now we're going to watch the next episode of the 13th season of RuPaul with my boyfriend. Like, if you don't know RuPaul's Drag Race, it's one of the best shows ever. Please watch it. To tell you, I had no interest in drag queens, and reality TV shows really aren't for me. And my sister was crazy about this show, and so she harassed me to watch it. And so in the end I gave up. I was like I'm going to watch one episode and then be done with it. And it's so freaking good. Like, I can't tell you, but it's so touching because they tell their stories and you understand so much, and it really broadens your horizons, and just so much fun because the competition is so freaking genius and great, and all the trials, because they have one challenge every episode, and it's so good. So highly recommend it. You're going to thank me for it. It's so good. And yeah, to tell you, you should start with the 6th season or the 9th. So I'm going to watch the next episode because I can't wait, and then I'm going to start the next book. So I hope it will be good. We'll see. Back again. I'm offering you a treat, and you can see this a second time. And yeah, so I just started the second one, the third one, which is The Future Is Yours, I think it is. And I read around 10% so far. It won't be a 48-hour readathon because this is the end of the 48-hour readathon and I haven't finished it. It's not long, like I will definitely finish it tomorrow, but for the video's sake, because it is a catchy title, I will still leave 48 hours, although it's a big lie. So yeah, I will finish it tomorrow, and you can hear my opinions on it soon, guys. So yeah, see you tomorrow. Hi, so I read around 20% or something of the book, and on the one hand, I'm not really interested in the plot. Like, the plot itself, it's two guys who discovered a way through a computer. It's hard to explain, but you can have access to information coming from computers from 1 year in the future. So using your computer, you can access internet, but internet 1 year in the future, and so your mails, your finances, everything. And that might sound interesting for some people, but for me, like, I love sci-fi, but the sci-fi I love are like with space travel, with aliens. That's what I like, and so this plot isn't really for me, and so far I'm not really into it. Like, I don't care. I just really don't care if it works, if it doesn't work, if it creates problem. It probably will. Well, I'm interested to see where it goes, but the plot itself, I'm not super interested. But I love the format. The format is perfectly mastered, like Illumina Files level. I love it. And I love how they really worked at the beginning. Where I am, the plot hasn't really started. We are only focusing so far on the characters and on the two main characters and how they became friends and how their relationship evolved. And this, I'm so into it. Like, I really love the two main characters. They're super complex, super relatable, and their friendship is just so beautiful. So far that I really like. But we are starting to go into the plot, and I'm curious, but not that interested, so we'll see. Hi again, sorry, my hair is an absolute mess. I don't know how I did that. Yeah, anyway, so I read 50% of The Future Is Yours, and objectively, it's a very good book. Like, I think a lot of people will love it, and it's justified. Like, really, the writing, it's incredible, the format is incredible, the character work is incredible as well. Like, everything is just perfect. And I have to say, it's impressive, like really impressive how well the plot is conveyed through the format, how well the relationships and the characters are, portrayed to us through the format. It's just incredible work. And you can also see the growth of relationships, etc. So well done. And I love how we have these snippets into the mind of one of the main characters, my favorite. And I really love to see, because he writes a blog, and so in his blog he doesn't talk about himself, he just writes about things, but you can see how metaphorically it relates to his own experience, because he's a really introverted person, so he doesn't talk about himself, but this way you can see how he feels, and it's really super well done. So all these are great. My only problem with it, which won't be a problem for many people, just, personal taste, it's that the story mainly focuses on how to basically become famous and rich through a computer startup. I don't know how you say that, but like, if you're interested in how Google, Facebook, or Apple became the companies they became, how they branded, how they made the communication, everything they did to get founding, everything they did, in the engineer part to get the product working, etc. All of these things are in this book, and it's mainly what this book is about. And so if you're interested in that, you'll be, completely hooked by this book. But I personally don't care. There's a lot of, questions as well about the ethics and of the product, because you can see in the future, can you change it? What repercussions can it have, on the public, on you, on everyone else, on the society? That's very interesting, and it's tackled in the book. But same, I'm not that interested, because that kind of subjects, I don't know about you guys, but it just makes me stress a lot. Like, it makes me think a lot of bad things, and it reminds me too much of our world, or things that could really happen. And this book is really realistic, and so, I don't exactly like the way I feel while reading it. So far, this book is objectively a 4.5 stars. For me personally, it's more of a 3 stars, because there are things I really like and other things I don't care, or that make me feel not the way I'd like to feel. So yeah, that's what I think so far. I will finish it, I think, because like I said, it's objectively very good, and I'm curious to see how it goes. And it's short, especially with the format. So yeah, I will finish it, but I don't think it will be 5 stars. We don't know, but I don't think so. Back again, guys. So I made myself ready for the final cuts of this video. So yeah, I finished, what was the name? The Future Is Yours. And I gave it a 3.75 stars. And I do think it's a really good book. Objectively, it just wasn't for me. If you're interested in the Silicon Valley and the IT startups, and in biographies of guys like Tesla and Steve Jobs, you would love this book. But because this book is heavily focused on how to create a company, with a lot of focus on the process of it, and how creating a company together can impact relationships. So that's what the book really is about. And the sci-fi is really low. It's about, there is a question of the effects of the product, but to me it's really in the background, and it's kinda comes back toward the end, but to me the book really isn't about that. It was a really well crafted book with great ideas, a strong plot, and interesting characters, interesting relationship, a message, but the message wasn't the one I wanted, and it wasn't, you know, as big as I wanted it to be, and the main focus of the plot wasn't something I didn't care about, and that's why I didn't love it as much as I wish I had. Conclusion: I DNF'd one of the books at 65%. I've rated another one 4 stars and another one 3.75 stars. So it's not bad, but it's not good either, let's be honest. I only want to read 4 or 5 stars books. Like, even 3 stars aren't good for me. Like, they're not good enough for me to spend my time on them. And so this wasn't it, because 3.75, we're almost there, but still. So I think I still prefer to pick my own books because when I pick them, I always do a lot of research beforehand, watching a lot of booktubers reviews, your reviews, guys. And so yeah, I usually don't get disappointed by books when I go through this process, and I was super excited to try this new thing and, you know, be surprised by these books, and, you know, like Christmas in advance. But in the end, I wasn't totally, you know, sold on it, because yeah, I get why they picked them for me, but in the end, they just didn't work perfectly with me. Give me your thoughts, guys. Do you think I should give it another try, or should I just, you know, stop there and just keep on reading the books I want to read because you recommended them to me? That's it for me. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I hope it wasn't, you know, too all over the place. I'm not really good with vlogs. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you around.